to SandCity Sports. How's everybody out there doing? How we doing? Yes, indeed. Getting our socials right. Yes, indeed. Facebook and the IG. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's head home. Let's head home. Old school. Yes, yes, yes. Twitter is where it needs to be. What's going on? Hold on. Come over. Good, good, good. YouTube is where it needs to be. Twitch is where it needs to be. Like to see it. Welcome to SandCity Sports. I am your host, the Cape Cod Kid, artist formerly known as Andre King. Back again to bring you all the sports and current events, news stories that you need to know. As I said before, you know, the people that have been following me right now, we to the business. Yes, I have been missing that in my lead up. That was the original. Welcome to SandCity Sports. To the business, and we have a lot to talk about right now. How's everybody out there doing? Hope everybody's well. We're gonna do some NBA. You saw my Knicks getting down in prime time. Okay, uh, moving up the power rankings. My New York Knicks, most points in a three-game spread in New York Knicks history. Had to put 140 on the Memphis Grizzlies. So like uh, what I'm seeing, right? This perfect storm, if you will. The Knicks faithful, that's not me. Shout out to CP the franchise. Knicks Fan TV might be going on right now. Okay, there's a lot of great things going on right now. Nightcap is doing what they do. Knicks Fan TV. I'm here, your boy, the Cape Cod Kid, SandCity Sports, coming at you live. The late night scene when we doing what we're doing. So there's just a lot of great content. So my Knicks fandom began, or not to say began, it returned when a true general, Tom Thibodeau, was brought in um, to lead the ship. Tom Thibodeau, who really, the Chicago Bulls are missing him. Billy Donovan's a good coach, but the Chicago Bulls are missing him. Minnesota Timberwolves have a good coach, but they're missing him. Okay, and really, right? Sometimes when things don't go your way, they actually are going your way, because where Tibbs needed to be all along and where he's returned to bring back prosperity, Tom Thibodeau has brought back prosperity to the New York Knicks. Go ahead and check the receipts. You might not agree with James Dolan on a lot of things, okay? But bringing in Leon Rose, bringing in Worldwide West, the Kentucky connection, bringing them in to run the franchise, grand slam, home run, all day. And they selected the right man, Mr. Tom Thibodeau, to be the general. And then they've been smashing. They've been smashing that ball. They've been Ted Williams. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But the moves the Knicks have made, okay, we had La Cosa Nova complete. I will not get off this point. I want Ragu back. I want DiVincenzo back in New York. I'm going to continue on that hill. Even though things are rolling right now, we need Ragu. We got to bring him back some kind of way. Even though this roster and what we have in terms of Tyler Kolek, the pride of Rhode Island. Okay, local kid. Tyler Kolek balling in the Northeast. Okay, tried and true. We'll talk more about Tyler because we got to talk about Tyler Kolek because he's a lot there in terms of his journey and what he has to offer for a lot of the athletes out there. Deuce McBride is looking tough. McBride is looking tough. Landry Shamet is in the mix. Campaign is in the mix. So we have guards galore. Guards galore for my New York Knicks. And we know Brunson and Mikal Bridges. We had to bring, right, La Cosa Nova. We brought Mikal home. Quietness is kept. They was talking, we didn't, and teams in the same division. And Leon and Worldwide made that happen. And we brought Karl Anthony back. How's that working out? Starting in the All-Star game, right? We brought Karl Anthony back. Proud New Jerseyan. Shout out to the boss. Shout out to Bruce Springsteen. We brought him home back to the tri-state area. Okay, it's Knicks team. And again, this is year one of this iteration and just strength on strength. under the leadership of Tom Thibodeau. Strength on strength. And those out there that want to throw shade talking about this load management foolishness, load management nonsense, load management ridiculousness. We don't do no load management over here. You understand? We show up to the best job in the world every single day, happy and hungry. Hungry. You heard? Okay? Based on what you're seeing from Mikal Bridges. He don't miss no days of work. Why would you miss work when you have the best job on the planet? Why are we missing work? Huh? My working class heroes out there, I have a get-to job. Not a got-to. I got a get-to job. I love my job. I work in education. Love the job. And those of you wondering, yeah, it's late night, but this is when we have time, so this is when we're going to shine. This is what we're doing. Okay? So we get, you know what I mean, power nap here, get my couple hours there. I'm looking forward to getting back onto the job tomorrow. Happy and hungry. We need to I might have to copyright that. Happy and hungry. Might have to, that has a ring. But that was speaking on my New York Knicks, that's right. People talking this, you know what I mean? We gotta rest, and we can't play back-to-backs. Nonsense, all of it. I've known it. I've been on this for years. I've been anti-load management from day one. Do you even know who John Stockton is? People talking this load management nonsense. The pride of Gonzaga. Shout out to the Gonzaga Zags. Do we even remember John Stockton, all-time NBA leader in assists and steals? Not even close. John Stockton retired. What? It's been 20 years. All right. They're still not approaching those records. And you don't even think about John Stockton as a defender. All-time leader steals, all-time leader in assists. Those are Kareem level records. You're gonna need a LeBron type player to get those records. Yes, I said it. We'll see where CP3 is in terms of maybe, and he's hanging on, and he's got a good situation in San Antonio, and there's some moves that could possibly take San Antonio to the next level. I'm liking this De'Aaron to San Antonio. Make that happen. It's going to be tough. It's going to have to be 3-team trade. They can't give up too much because they don't really. Well, they got some pieces. Spurs have some pieces that they can move. They got some guards, some young guards that are there that are hungry. And you add a third team, you throw some picks in the mix. But the Chris Paul mentorship is going very well, very well. But you have Castle, you have Wemby, you add De'Aaron, you have your triumvirate, your trifecta, young Lions ready, okay, and then you can start maybe possibly. OKC is on a whole different level. Scam Presti is playing chess, everybody else is playing checkers. We had a situation here, you know what I mean? I'm coming at you a little bit late. We don't make no excuses, but Murphy's Law was in effect. Murphy's Law was in effect right now, and I should have my game on, but my Wi-Fi is good here, but then the smart TV wants to act a fool. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Smart TV is one of, you know what I mean, the other viewing is acting a fool. You heard me? So I want to have my OKC Golden State game on, but they do, you know what I mean, acting a fool over here. So we'll see if we can get that. But Oklahoma City's on another level in terms of team building. Right? People thought the NBA was crazy when they instituted the salary cap with the notion and idea that if a franchise is well run, we can have success no matter where you are. This is what the NFL has achieved. People talking about the refs, and they should be talking about the refs because Kansas City does get a lot of questionable, very questionable. That was a first down. That was a drop. Very, very questionable. That wasn't insidious. I used the word. Okay? It was beyond egregious. It was offensive. It was outlandish. I'm not going to go to abominable. I won't use abominable, which is usually used for snowmen. I'm not going to call the pass interference that ended the Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl a couple years ago abominable, but it's very close. Very, very close. It is the epitome of awfulness. That pass interference call that ended the Chiefs-Eagles. And I had to discuss this with Big Ben Maller, who balls out late night. The king of the late night scene, Big Ben Maller. Shout out. We don't play a hate, we congratulate here. Shout out to Ben Maller. I'm proud to be a member of the Maller Militia. Love it. Do I need to get my Z's? Yes, I need to get my Z's. But you also have to pursue your passion. Shout out to SandCity Sports. Come get some, people. Come get some of the SandCity Sports. We got gear. We building this passion project brick by brick. Shout out to my man Plenty Sneaks. Check him out on the IG and the Facebook. He don't do Facebook. Plenty Sneaks don't do no Facebook. But check out Plenty Sneaks. He hit me. This is love the logo. I ain't have no artistic ability. He hit me with the logo. And the flag man. My Cape Cod people, check out the flag man. This is that extra. Now I mean that extra comfy. I made that thing. I mean that so it feels silky on you. It's extra comfortable. Okay. I appreciate. You know what I mean? I love them. Check them out. Support local. Okay. I gotta see. I'm getting a little bit older, so I make a point, but I connect the point. Then I got to get back to my point. Okay. Thibodeau, the Knicks, true generalship, leadership. Where the heck was I going? How did I get on that tangent? I forget. But we're gonna remember. Okay. I mean, it's gonna come back to me. I get going. I gotta write some things down. I'm getting a little bit old. I gotta write these things down. Happy and hungry. Oh yeah, late night scene. Having to get up. Ben Maller. Respect in all of this. Okay, but let me come back to that. All right. Knicks ascending. Celtics, did you see Crispy P tonight? Did you see Porzingis balling tonight? We don't again, we don't take nothing lightly. We don't take nothing. When I say my Celtics, sir, excuse me, when I say I'm in the Commonwealth, so we you know what I mean, Brad Stevens, and that's something that has to be I'm gonna get into that tonight because I mentioned it before. The Celtics, a part of the reason I have, you know what I mean, they don't have the same brain trust that they had last year. They don't. They don't. Charles Lee is trying to build up the Charlotte Hornets, right? Remember a couple years ago, Kenny Atkinson got that job. He passed on it. How's Kenny doing right now? Right? Sometimes you got to grow where you're planted. I'm Charles Lee coming from the coach. You know, he's a Coach Bud guy. I'm a coach. I like Coach Bud coming from the Popovich tree. I believe he's going to build up Phoenix. They're going to be dangerous in the playoffs. There's talk about moves that's going on right now. De'Aaron Fox, Jimmy Butler, Bradley Beal. You know what I mean? The trade deadline is going to be freaky deaky. It's going to be a freaky deaky trade. You know, you're freaky deaky. You know, there's going to be some power moves made at that deadline where, you know, a Milwaukee, a Miami, a Phoenix, yes, a Memphis. Memphis has been noted that, you know, I love that to get Jimmy Butler on a 1-year retainer. The West, it's OKC's, period. I said it, I'm gonna say it. Oh, and now I'm making a connection because we give respect to Sam Presti playing chess and other people are playing checkers in terms of how they're building, right? That's how I kind of right. But there's gonna be some power moves at the deadline, and yeah, a lot of teams are gonna level up, right? Let's stay in the Eastern Conference. Let's stay in the East. Even though the Cavs are playing the best of any team, and I have no problem saying that, because frankly, I'm upset with myself. I'm very upset. I've been team Kenny Atkinson. When I heard that Kenny Atkinson was going there, I was jumping for joy. When I heard that Bernie Bickerstaff was going to Detroit, I was jumping for joy. I should have, you know what I mean, I should have put something on the FanDuel and the DraftKings because I had that. Now the cats had the bag, so the market's changed. But you know what I mean? This is how I have to get more work-life balance. I have all get to jobs. Everything I do, I enjoy doing, but there's just a lot of the good stuff in my life. I got a lot of good stuff going on, but there's only 24 hours in a day, right? So that's why we're coming at you late night, but we're going to, you know what I mean? We're making it do what we do because this is my passion project, and people that know me know from years. You know, this SandCity Sports, and you can see that, you know what I mean? We doing it how we doing it. The setup is kind of better. It's improved. We've added things, you know what I mean? Just building it up. But this started with my smartphone. And by the way, I do have the iPhone, like the 13, but I used to have the iPhone SE for many a moon. I can't get it for you right now. I have it for you next episode. I had the iPhone SE for many moons. Just gave it up like a year ago. Because you know what I mean? If it ain't broke, we don't fix it. But when I started this podcast, that's what I did all the filming on. It was bananas. And I could only film for a certain amount of time. Then you know what I mean? But this is my passion project. So I would film for a bit. The memory would go out. I would have to move it over to the computer. Like I think back now, it's crazy, but because this is my passion. I love history. I love sports. I love current events. I love culture. And for years, I said, you know, you go to the barber shop and you just have these great conversations. I'm in my fantasy sports league. We have these great conversations. I said, we need to take this and you know, lift it up on a platform so people can see. because there's value in these conversations, in these connections, and possibly in the dialogue. I don't know. I don't know if you're rocking with me, right? I hope you are. I don't know. Like I said, we got Nightcap, we got Knicks Fan TV. There's so much great content out there, and this AI that's coming into the into the universe, just changing things. I wish I'm behind the scenes. I'm behind it. I didn't even know what the YouTube channel was. Your boy does a little karaoke. If I say that I will be your one and only, promise, promise. Right. I do a little karaoke. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. That's what I do. I do a little bit. You know what I mean? The awesome 80s is near and dear to my heart, always and forever. Right? So I didn't even know about the YouTube. The people just saw me doing karaoke just from on the strength of the love, having not a background. I could have, should have, would have been in the drama club. I wish I had, but I was, you know what I mean? A lot of things were going on. I love basketball, and that was taken from me, from a certain extent. So I was down in the dumps and a lot. So I didn't do drama, whereas I wish I have done drama from day one, a collaborative, supportive environment. In our drama club here, we're coming from the Cape and Barnstable. It's out of this world. We have such a strong drama club, and we've had, frankly, this in place for generations. So there's a history to it, a richness. But I didn't participate in that time because there was a lot of things going on, and you look back and you say, man, I wish I would have found some stability in the midst of a lot of storms that was going on, right? In your adolescence and your coming of age, your Rumspringer, there's a lot of storms that's going on, and you know what I mean? It's just right. What did Ken Burns say? Civil War. We have felt the passion of life to its top. Hold on. No, this is Ken Burns, one of my heroes. I have to, if you Ken Burns, Civil War documentary, Ken what Ken Burns is to documentaries, 30 for 30 is to sports, right? If you love 30 for 30s, and I don't know how you cannot love 30 for 30s, if you like sports, if you love sports, then Ken Burns, that's what he means to documentary films, and maybe even more. We're talking about like the best of the best, the elite of the elite. And Ken Burns in his Civil War documentary, to start, we have shared the incommunicable experience of war. We have felt, we still feel, the passion of life to its top. In our youths, our hearts were touched with fire. Oliver Wendell Holmes. Shout out to Ken Burns, one of my heroes. Okay? So yeah, when you're young, right, your hearts are touched with fire. There's a lot of things that's going on that you're navigating, and I'm fortunate to be able to work with the best and brightest, the young people, and to try to help them as they're developing, right? It's not easy. I don't care what the pictures on social media tell us. I don't care, that you're young, and you're vibrant and it's not easy coming of age. It's not easy getting older. It's not easy at any point in the journey, period. You know what I mean? Not easy at any point in the journey. But I wish I had done drama back then to just learn and know about production, and like I just had a want to do this. As you can see, it's 11:46 on a Wednesday night. Your boy, the Cape Cod Kid, is here doing this solo dolo, loving it every minute, right? This is, as you get older, I started my day. I got up. That's the hardest part, hard part, not just because, what I mean, you get to sleep with you, but it's I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning. But I got up, I got out some kind of way, I got on the road, and I'm like, hey, I'm up, I'm out, I'm living. Today we doing an episode. We got through that. We got the ball rolling. We doing an episode today. We're gonna make it happen some kind of way. And so we here. We about 20 minutes into the show. We got a lot to get to. We got a lot to get to. But yeah, you know what I mean. You have to do the passion and let it flow and let it grow. Okay. But I wish, as I was saying, but it is what it is. This been doing this for probably 4, 5, 6 years, whatever the case may be. And the progress that we've made to this point is just crazy that I can even do that. Again, Riverside, shout out to Riverside. We on the different socials. If people, I know it's late, but some people's up, some people's not up, but we on the different socials, the Facebook, the IG, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. can't quite get TikTok just yet. I think you have to have a number of followers, and I'm not really on TikTok, even though the TikTok, I call it TikTok. The young people look at me crazy. You know what I mean? And there's all this geopolitical stuff going on right now, and we're gonna ban this, but allow all this is a lot. We're not gonna get too deep, but it's a lot going on. History person, so I got a little bit of purview and perspective, and think back in the 20th century and Cold War era, and there's a lot going on. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but point of fact is I don't have enough followers on TikTok to be able to live stream that. Maybe I'll get some, but I want to be able to include that. So it's just crazy. I'm thrilled, and I'm learning. I'm trying to learn. Like I want to incorporate. Like if I come here, you know what I mean, and I want to try to because the other shows have, you know what I mean. It's just me, and the chat is there. Okay. We'll just go to that view. But I want to be able to, if I'm talking about something, you know what I mean, have the other screen and put it up. I want to learn more about, and just get this, you know what I mean, get the program, just make it better, make it better. That's the goal. That's what we're striving for, right? But just from scratch to this, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled just to even be able to. Now, again, people, let me know what you think. And people, I know it's late, so we don't got to maybe a viewer here or a viewer there. There's a lot of great content, but I'm interested to know what you think, good, bad, or indifferent. Am I rambling? Is it, you know what I mean? Is this slice of life stuff appealing, approachable, whatever you want to do? Let me know, okay? I love it, and it's all good. But to the world of sports, Eastern Conference, my Knicks. My Knicks are rounding in the form, folks. We bout it. We bout it. And this team, you know what I mean? This team is showing, right? They showing, and it's good to see. Now, all that said, right? Boston is still the favorite league wide. Boston is still the favorite league wide. But guys, they're only a game ahead of my New York Knicks for the second seed, which means home court advantage in the second round. Right? There's only a game ahead of my New York Knicks now. Okay, so we right on their doorstep. Cleveland's got it comfortable, but who knows? Who know we because that would be the penultimate if we can get that number one seed. That's what I'm hungering for. Let Cleveland and Boston duke it out in the second round. Am I sleeping on Milwaukee? No, but Milwaukee is not Cleveland or Boston. Even if they get Jimmy Butler, they're still not Cleveland and Boston. I said what I said. Check my receipts. If my New York Knicks can catch those Cleveland Cavaliers to get the number one seed and avoid the battle with the Celtics in the second round, that's what I want. But we ain't ducking no smoke. We ain't ducking no smoke at all. I want the home court advantage. But I'm going to make it clear. Yes, the Celtics are the favorites. The Celtics still. And let's go into this. The Celtics, right? They don't have Jeff Van Gundy. And they don't have Charles Lee. And you're seeing it. You're seeing it. Okay? They had a brain. These are two. Charles Lee has Charles Lee and Charlotte is like Kellen Moore going to the Saints, even though I love New Orleans. Even though you need to check out Treme on HBO. You got HBO Max, you're paying the $15. You might as well check out the great stuff that they have on there, starting with Treme, created by David Simon, who made The Wire. Widely considered the greatest television show of all time. Now, let me tell you something, folks. Let me give you a little free game, as they say. If you like Training Day, and I don't know how you cannot like Training Day because it's awesome. Shout out to Antoine Fuqua. Right? You got to control your smiles and cries. What did he say? What did Detective Hoyt say to Detective Harris on his Training Day? He said, I already got the streets figured out. You, as in you, anybody tuning in, have to control your smiles and cries because that's all you have. And nobody can take that from you. You got to control your smiles and cries. Right? A little bit of Invictus in that. It's all you have. Nobody can take that from you. I ain't got the streets figured out. All right, so Training Day, right? King Kong ain't got nothing. He says, shoot program, huh? 24-hour lockdown. think this is. Now, Denzel got Best Actor for that. He deserved Best Actor a long time ago, but we'll take it for Training Day. And Halle Berry got Best Actress that year. That was 02, right? We got, but you know what I mean? Were those, was Training Day Denzel's best role for lead? No. We can go Malcolm X. We can even go to Hurricane. But no, that wasn't his best role. But it was his turn. He got it. Training Day is a solid movie. It's a solid movie, right? It's a solid, just strong film. The Usual Suspects, solid, strong film. A little bit of a different level when you go to 12 Years a Slave, Dallas Buyers Club, right? 12 Years won it. Dallas Buyers Club easily could have won. That year was super duper strong. And I think The Wolf of Wall Street was also that year. That was a very strong year for Best Pictures. Not the strongest year of all time. The strongest year of all time for Best Picture, I don't care what anybody says. This is a fact. Even though I'm not a cinema guy, but I wish this is a conversation we need to have. We will have, because I know people in the world of cinema. Shout out to the Woods Hole Film Festival. Shout out to the Hyannis Film Festival. Shout out to one of my mentors, Senor Alex Wells, who was a lot of the inspiration for this podcast, put me on, gave me encouragement so I could even be here. The greatest year for films of all time, is 1994. The winner was Forrest Gump, possibly the weakest film that year, and it was super strong. Forrest Gump, Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, and Jurassic Park. You can kind of throw that in there, but those top three. It should have went to Shawshank Redemption. It should have. In that strength of, right? Pulp Fiction, like Reservoir Dogs was great. Pulp Fiction was historic, right? Historic. So good. Forrest Gump, so good. But of those three, in the scope of time, honestly, I have to go with the Shawshank Redemption. That's me. And the fact that Pulp Fiction and the Shawshank Redemption, I'm almost positive, were like shut out. They got no Oscars. Is insane. Is absolutely positively insane. All right? What does this have to do with the Knicks and sports? I'm not comparing those three great films to the Cleveland Cavaliers, Knicks, and Celtics. I'm not doing that because these are not, honestly, like three all-time great teams. But they're three very, very, very good teams. Any one of these teams could be a favorite to win the NBA championship this year, yes. The Boston Celtics, I'm still giving them the edge, but it's a lot closer than a lot of people, myself included, thought it would be. Razor thin close. And the Celtics, even though they blew the Knicks out the first game of the year, and it was the first game of the year, but they blew them out, but still. My view is their administration is nowhere near as strong as it was last year, and that's a part of them taking a step back and that gap being close. It's very close, meaning the Celtics, who have Drew Holiday, who have Derek White, who have J&J, who have Crispy P at center, who have a solid bench, not star players, but solid. Pritchard, Big Al, Quaida, you know what I mean? They got, you know what I mean? They're not stars off the bench, but their bench is very serviceable. They're tried and true. They're legit. The Celtics could be the Denver Nuggets. Win the championship, lose the next year, questionable. You know what I mean? Now, they have this team for the next 4 years, but is it going to be 2 championships? Is it going to be 3 championships? Is it going to be 1 championship? Is it going to be 4 championships? Celtics could win the championship each of the next 3 years. They could with this group. They're just that talented. Drew Holiday. They have 3 Hall of Famers. Legitimate Hall of Famers. Not NBA, not Basketball Hall of Fame, Participation Trophy Hall of Fame. Vlade Divac is not a Hall of Fame in anybody's imagination of a Hall of Fame anywhere. The anywhere was too strong. Possibly in his home country, right? Check out Once Brothers, 30 for 30 Gold. Possibly there, but nowhere else is Vlade Divac a Hall of Famer under any definition of a Hall of Fame. But somehow he's in the Basketball Hall of Fame, which lets you know it's not a real Hall of Fame. And I said it, and I'll say it again. The realest of the real in terms of Hall of Fames is baseball. That's a real Hall of Fame, meaning we are going to say no, which you have to do if you're going to have a legitimate Hall of Fame. You have to, it's not a Hall of Good. It's not a Hall of Friends. It's not a Hall of Feelings. It's a Hall of Fame. Let's understand that. Not a Hall of Friends, right? Because as we go on, the nostalgia takes over, and right in your mind, right, you were a Hall of Famer in your mind. Not a Hall of Good. Shout out to Lou Merloni. WEEI. They should have never canceled OMF. Should have never canceled it. Ordway should still be going strong. That was a great show. Shouldn't have canceled it. I don't care what anybody says. Stupid and wrong. What did Lou Merloni say? If it takes you more than 3 seconds to think about somebody, they're not a Hall of Famer. What do we say? Is Rob Gronkowski a Hall of Famer? You just said yes. I just said yes. Move on. Is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer? You're thinking, you're thinking, you're thinking. He's not. He's not a Hall of Famer. Okay? Right? The Hall of Fame is about greatness. And then there's, everybody's not Babe Ruth, so then there's like another level very close to that. And then no. In baseball, they're about it. If we only get 2 people that can reach it, then we only induct 2 people. We don't have the set number that we have to induct. It's this standard. You reach the standard or you don't. That's it. Football, the next, not as stringent as baseball, that highest standard, but Peterson for the Dallas Cowboys, he's not a Hall of Famer. I said it. I'm saying it again. He's not a Hall of Famer. If it takes you to the last to get into the Hall of Fame, this is Rob Parker's take. He's right. You're not a Hall of Famer. He belongs in the Cowboys Hall of Fame. Sure. And it's an important storyline. And he was there with his family and he didn't get in and he was very upset and he was angry. Fine. But he's not a Hall of Famer. Is Jerry West a Hall of Famer? Excuse me. That's in basketball. You said yes. Is Jerry Rice a Hall of Famer? Okay. All right. Is Joe Montana, right? That's what the Hall of Fame is about. It's not a Lifetime Achievement Award. Should we have Lifetime Achievement Awards? Yes. Should we acknowledge contributions to the game? Absolutely. But there's a difference, and a Lifetime Achievement Award maybe has a place in the Hall of Fame. But it's different than the Hall of Famers. You understand? You get that right? Good. Back to the Celtics. They have three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hall of Famers. Jrue Holiday, legitimate. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. These are now factoring health and consistency, right? Because the Jays are younger. Jrue Holiday a little bit, you know what I mean? Health and consistency. Hopefully, you have that fortune. But they're Hall of Famers, legitimate. Derek White, that's my Danny Ainge. Derek, or DJ. Dennis Johnson, check them out. Awesome 80s Celtics. How pivotal they were. Derek White fills those same roles. Crispy Pete, ballin', revamped his whole career when he came to Washington. He had that apprenticeship year. Now he's in an organization under the leadership. Brad Stevenson saw that, went out and got him. He can shoot the 3. He rebounds. He defends. Does he need to be? Does Crispy Pete need to be load managed? Yes. Yes, he does. There's certain players that need load management. OG for my Knicks needs load management. Jalen Brunson needs load management. Karl Anthony Towns needs load management. Mikal Bridges, get out of here with that nonsense. Mikal Bridges won't even say load management. He's on that AC Green level. He's on that Lou Gehrig level. He's on that Cal Ripken level. When you have the best job in the world, why would I miss work? Why? Why? I have the best job on the planet. I want to be there. I do what I love. Why are we talking about missing work? This is some new generation social media nonsense gone bananas. It's how I feel about it, honestly. This load management preposterousness, it's insane to me. It's insanity. Now, am I saying mental health is not a real thing? Am I saying people don't have anxiety, depression, OCD? Am I saying these things aren't real and need to be addressed? That's not what I'm saying at all. And it's real. And when you need help, and get the help, and you know what I mean? Don't just act like everything is great without, you know what I mean? All the social media, which is great to connect, but it's not real. It's just a highlight. It's a highlight reel, but it's not real. Social media is a highlight reel, but it's not real. It's not. Highlight reel is not the game. It's a highlight reel. But we get caught up in it, and you know what I mean? And then you know what I mean? So you need help. You need to get help. I got you on that. Get the help. Admit we're human. All that. But folks, the NBA was tape delayed in the awesome 80s. Tape delayed in the awesome 80s. The conversations that are being taking place in the WNBA, which by the way is balling. I love the trade talk that I'm hearing about. Kelsey Plum going here, Brittany Griner going there. I love it. WNBA. If you love basketball, you love the WNBA. That's been the case since 1997 under the leadership of the late great Dave Stern when the league came into fruition. All hoopers love the WNBA. There's no two ways about it. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and you know, it's just beautiful. And for the ladies, the girls coming up to have that platform, we needed Cheryl Miller to have the WNBA. People don't understand what Cheryl Miller meant. And shout out to Medina Dixon, the pride of Boston, Massachusetts. People don't realize the greatness of these athletes because we didn't have a professional league for them. And it was a crime for many years that David Stern righted with Adam Silver, who's keeping it going strong. I don't want to hear about the league has not turned a profit. And this is pennies. This is a parking ticket. Shout out to the social network and Mark Zuckerberg. Right? And go ahead and read the Ben Mesrich, the accidental billionaires. Go ahead and read it. I read parts of it. I hadn't read the whole thing, but parts of it. Right? And how Facebook came to be, and Harvard. And speaking of mental health, let's talk about Harvard and how Facebook came to be. All these really bright people, really talented people, but who do they want to be like? And what they wanted what other people had, even the folks at Harvard. Filthy rich, masters of the universe. They dealt with anxiety and peer pressure and everything else, which is how we got Facebook. Because Mark Zuckerberg, who was this incredibly talented person, and by the way, right, it's a couple, you know what I mean? Sometimes those no's, when you get a no, right, that's putting you in line for the yes. You look at Mark Zuckerberg and who he is now. You saw him at the inauguration. He's a master of the universe, legitimate, a titan, a global power. And would he want to trade that to be in some fraternity at Harvard? Is that who he, you know? Because that's what he wanted to be back in the day, right? He wanted to be with the other people and just be accepted and go to those cool events. That's what he really wanted. And they told him no. And he had all the credentials, but no. And he would have contributed, but no. And that's what made it. He wasn't happy in Hungary. He was furious in Hungary. And that was the substance for Facebook. And now, because he's dumb, which means very. It's crazy. Because this is only 20 years ago. Facebook is over. You know what I mean? He's a kid, whatever. Young person in Boston 20 years ago. And now he's at the inauguration with the other oligarchs. You saw him. Obviously you can't miss Elon. Elon be loving. Elon has a little bit of, old school Mace in him. Do I agree? I'm not going to get too deep into the politics, whether I agree or disagree with him. And how we done took over Twitter. And yeah, I still call it Twitter. It's Twitter. I might get shadow banned. It's Twitter. You know what I mean? But, so I'm not going to get to, but, he in the limelight. So I saw him at the inauguration. Then you saw Jeff Bezos. He was at the inauguration. So you like doggone it. You know what I mean? This is some new world order stuff going on right now. But the other, I didn't see in the original. Zuckerberg was there. The folks in Google was there. The CEOs were present, or oligarchs. right? The new look Carnegie's, Rockefellers, J.P. Morgans, so on and forth. So if I'm Mark Zuckerberg again, right, do I want to be that, or do I want to be accepted in the fraternity with the guys, having a nice coat and all of this self-importance? What do I want, really? If he had to take a step back, right? He would want what he has. But that came from people telling him, talented as he was, hell no, get the heck out of here. Get the step in. Correct? Okay? And again, right? That no, fuel, fury. So I gotta write some things down. Sometimes I be making points, I go on tangents, and I can't forget. I forget. So we're gonna incorporate that because you know what I mean. I'm gonna come back to my Knicks. I'm gonna come back to my Celtics. I'm gonna come back to this take, but I'm forgetting some of like the. I want to connect it immediately, and I go off, and I don't come. I'm not able to come all the way back. We're gonna get that right for you, bro. We're gonna get that right for you. Yes, yes, I remember. I was raging against load management in the can't stand, despise. But not to say that certain, but it's just become certain people. Yes, Joel Embiid obviously can't play more than 65 games, but I hate how it's just become normalized, and then people take advantage of it. Right? Go back to Michael Jordan. Watch The Last Dance. How he came into the NBA hungry, ready to make a point, prove something. People, the older people didn't, they were offended and frankly jealous and frankly fearful of him. That's why they quote unquote froze him out, and because he wasn't paying his quote unquote respect. And those disrespectful things last a lifetime. You gotta watch how you talk to people on the way up, because you're gonna be talking to those same people on the way down. And Isaiah Thomas, who he didn't have a, because I don't think Michael Jordan was disrespectful. I just think he was a confident young guy, i.e., an Anthony Edwards. Has been comparison. Anthony Edwards is like, yeah, I respect the LeBrons, I respect the Steph Currys, I respect the Kevin Durant's, but I'm here now, and I ain't giving y'all nothing. I'm here. I'm a young lion. Y'all ain't getting no deferential nothing. I'm coming from my championships. If that means you can't get your legacy championship, so be it. I'm here. Step out the way. That's how. Step out the way. I'm here. I'm here now. The young lions is here. You know what I mean? And that's what it should be. There should be the fierce competition between the establishment and the ascending. It's got to be that way. It's got to be that way. And that was a situation between Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas, and he was confident, but he was respectful. He was confident but respectful of those guys, and they just took Isaiah specifically took it the wrong way, and kind of was like, you know what I mean? We're not, you know what I mean, and felt some type of way, and then the rest is history. Rest is history. And then once the pendulum swung, and it did swing, those things were not forgotten. Weren't forgotten in any way, shape, or form. Right? And it worked. Whatever. I hope they can be. I mean, Michael Jordan's kind of has the longest memory, so he be holding things against people. So you don't. And Isaiah Thomas. And it's interesting. Another thing that part of that narrative that is fascinating is Michael Jordan became the ruler of Chicago, but Isaiah Thomas is from Chicago, West Side of Chicago. So I think that also had a factor in it. Like and their backgrounds are different. Michael Jordan came from a nuclear family in North Carolina. Now, you had to be a black family in the South, so that was not easy coming up. But Isaiah Thomas came from a broken family in the West Side of Chicago. So his upbringing was harder, pound for pound, in my opinion. Isaiah Thomas, broken family, West Side of Chicago, which he talks about growing up in that neighborhood. Like, we call it Chirac today. And there's all this stuff, immigration. I'm not gonna get into that, but it's called Chirac today, as in one of the most dangerous cities in America, particularly the South Side. Maybe not the entire city writ large, as other cities have become, but the South Side. I'm not talking out of school here. Yes, West Side. But Isaiah Thomas talks about growing. And shout out to Hoop Dreams, by the way, for the younger generation. I know I'm getting not as young. Shout out to Hoop Dreams. Please watch it and take part in the greatness. Thomas talks about when he growing up, like he's a kid. He's in elementary school. He's in middle school. The gang leaders would come around in the neighborhood and They knock on the door. And they'd be like, where's the kids? Come on out. We're having a meeting. We're having a meeting. We need your middle school and elementary school kids for the meeting. So we can incorporate, indoctrinate, initiate them into this game. These are grammar school kids. Shout out to the people that's tuning in. Appreciate you. You know what I mean? Like, comment, subscribe, jump in the chat. Let me know. I appreciate those people that's out there. I see you. Okay, we're not many, but we, you know what I mean? Few but powerful. So Isaiah Thomas, right? This is his up. He is a kid. Imagine that. You're in 6th grade. You're a 6th grade. Now he had older brothers. He came from a big family, and you know his family. You know, this is the 80s in inner city America. It's crazy. Not having the support of the government, in my opinion, this whole war on drugs, which is a war on poor people. Right? And this is what he's growing up in. And he tells a story how they, you know what I mean? Bang, bang, bang. Like, we need young Isaiah. We're having a meeting. The Vice Lords or the beat, you know, I don't know all the different gangs, so please, you know what I mean? But whoever it was, whatever particular gang in that neighborhood it was. He talks about his mom going toe-to-toe with, there's only one gang in this house, and that's the Thomas gang. You can leave. You can leave. Wild. Wild. If you get a chance to see when Isaiah Thomas won the MVP of the All-Star game and the moment with his family, particularly his mother after the game, it's crazy. It's unbelievable. And Isaiah Thomas Hall of Fame speech, it's unbelievable. You know, and his journey, right? Going to play at Indiana, winning a national championship, coming to the NBA, struggling with the Pistons, and then challenging and usurping the Celtics and the Lakers. So Isaiah, you know, and people don't, in terms of all-time point guards, he doesn't have the longevity of Stockton, but his peak is higher than Stockton's. Yes. Doesn't have the longevity, but his peak is higher. And so that factored into the situation with MJ, and you know, these things, you can't take them back, and two very strong, and you know what I mean, and it just lasts. It goes on and on. Like Unicron. Shout out to Transformers. All right, folks, we coming back where I started. We 50 minutes into this. We wish we could do another 50 minutes, and I got to start earlier because I got some takes. We start later. That's just the way it is. There was a work-life balance, but I start earlier because we could go for 2 hours. We got a lot to talk about. Even a lot to talk about. We're going to do an hour and some change, but we just a lot that's going on. It's wide open, man. It's wide open for this NBA championship. Wide open. And the Celtics, right? Because I'm saying I'm Knicks. I got to say it. I want the wealth spread. I want the Knicks to win a championship this year. I want to end the 50-year drought. I want it ended this year. And if that means Boston has to give, you know, and then Boston maybe come back and win it next year, that had no problem. But the Knicks this year. But the Celtics are the favorites. But are they the favorites? Do they feel like the favorites? Right? The league is caught up. The league has caught up, period. And the step that the Celtics have lost, in my mind, missing Jeff Van Gundy and missing Charles Lee. That culture, you can't replace it, right? You can say, well, no. The value of that leadership, because where were the Cavaliers last year? They had your bigger staff is good, solid. Okay, but Kenny Atkinson is, you know, two good coaches, Kenny Atkinson, advantage. Right? And then Bickerstaff going to Detroit. Monty didn't want to be there. He told him he didn't want to be there. They gave him a bag. He got the job. He didn't want to be there. So they had to pay him a lot of money to leave. Should have paid him in the first place because he told him, I don't want to be there. I need a break. I'm burnt out. They said, we're going to throw a bunch of money at you. He said, okay, I'll take the money, but I'm still burnt out. So Detroit had two burnout, terrible years with a team with young talent. Now you bring in Bickerstaff, capable coach, and Detroit is doing much better in the play-in conversation to get in the playoffs. Huge. Cade Cunningham, all-star, right? Jalen Duran, Thompson. They got young pieces. You know who else has young pieces in his ball? The Houston Rockets. Under the capable leadership of Ime Udoka. All right? These things matter. And the brain trust for the Celtics was not replenished, and they've fallen back to the pack. The brain trust not replenished. The Celtics are in the pack, in the mix. My New York Knicks can't take them out in the first round. Excuse me, not the first round. Second round. Yes. Would that be heartbreaking for Boston in this dynastic window? Yes. But if it happens, it happens. And if the Knicks take out the Celtics, they're winning the championship. Now Cleveland will be waiting, and fine. And Oklahoma City will be waiting, or whoever, fine. To be the man, you have to beat the man. The Knicks and number one seed would be the best. Home court advantage in the second round would be the second best. Beating the Celtics is what's going to have to take place. It hurts being in the Commonwealth, but if the wealth was spread, first chip in 50 years, under the leadership of Tom Thibodeau, somebody who doesn't like to travel and get out of his routine, I'm taking my behind to New York for that celebration. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Got to leave early. Traffic will be bananas. All right, so let me just try that. This is crazy. This is crazy. Turn the volume off. I don't know why. I don't know why my smart TV is doing this to me. It doesn't want to cooperate. So I can see the, you know what I mean? I can't see the OKC Golden State game like I want to. It's not going to allow me to, which is crazy and ridiculous. So it is what it is. But Thunder, I mean, I can check the score, obviously. And this is one of these things where I want to, you know, and there's a way to do it. But I can't do it right now. But to be able to you know, put the clips on, like share the screen or whatever. I'm not going to try it now because I don't know if I can get back. You know, but hey, one of these episodes, you know, whatever. So let's see what the I have it up. I don't know why I went off of that tab. So it's a close game in the fourth, 2-point game in the fourth. That's being missed because the smart TV wants to battle with the Wi-Fi for some unknown doggone reason. But yeah, OKC out in the Western, and then yeah, just a lot of talent. Young Lions, Memphis, and Houston. You know, and I just favor OKC because they've been there, and Memphis and Houston are just coming back into the realness, frankly. And then Denver, they're going through some challenges. I don't like the body language at times from Joker. I don't like the subliminals between Joker and Jamal Murray. Mike Malone's a very good coach. You know what I mean? But they got to get the culture back in order, right? Because they're going through some hard times. They're in their feelings. Denver's in their feelings. And that's what happens when you lose a second round series in the championship window. You shouldn't lose, right? That's how. What? Shout out to Ken Burns again. Check out the Ernest Hemingway documentary. That might have to be on the docket tonight. There's so much great content. You know, if I can't, you know, and again, I got so many great things going on. But you know, I have to organize myself so I can just make that time to just like sit down and just appreciate some of this stuff. And you're always multitasking. But the Ernest Hemingway documentary, right? Good fortune is as light as a feather, and few men can carry it. Good fortune is light as a feather, and few men can carry it. Meaning, when things are going your way and you're in that, don't you ever take anything for granted, because it's over just like that. Just like that. Light as a feather, few men can carry it. Denver Nuggets had it going on last year, or in there, right? They had it going on, and they were going to battle the Celtics. Celtics, you know, that was going to be Nuggets, Celtics in the finals, and they let their guard down for a split second, and they lost that game, even though they had a double-digit lead in the second half against Minnesota Timberwolves. Lost that lead, just like that. Now they've fallen back in the pack, and the West has reformed. You know what I mean? Transformed. Shout out to Transformers. More than meets the eye. Robots in disguise. And now they are, they're not the favorites. And they're not playing like they feel like they're the favorites. So they need to rally. They need to circle the wagons. What they need to do. Forget the subliminals. Joker needs to get his positive energy. And they need, you know what I mean? They need to have the energy and the culture that you see Band of Brothers, Oklahoma City evidencing without Chet Holmgren, their second best player. It's wild. A mega deal, kind of crazy deal, a win now deal would be Chet Holmgren for Kevin Durant. But if I'm OKC, I wouldn't do that because I don't need to, you know what I mean? That's not guaranteeing me anything, A. And then B, why would I give up my window? Because, these guys are younger than college teams. This is a 10-year run they've built. They're all young, early 20s, early mid-20s. They can keep this going for a decade. And Presti has a boatload of picks. And they're the number one seed in the West. Top of the league. Juxtapose that with Danny Ainge, who has a bunch of picks also, and they're awful. I don't know what their strategy is. I don't think they deserve Cooper Flag. Awful. There's no reason the Utah Jazz should be this bad in year 3 or 4 of Danny Ainge's tenure with Will Hardy as a coach. There's no reason they should be this bad. They should be at least 500 in the play-in conversation. They are disgraceful. That's harsh. Disgraceful is harsh. I didn't need to go there. Okay? They are disappointing. That's what they're disappointing. Because they have coaching, they have culture, they have structure. Right? You should be. Let me go ahead and check this. I gotta check this. I'm angry. I'm angered. 1-point game with 7 minutes to go that I'm being taken away. Stupid. I should have the ability. Should be watching this game, but I can't do it. Let's take a look at this. The Jazz are losing by an average of 7 points every game. Pelicans, that's another dumpster fire. Obviously, the Wizards are losing by an average of 15 points. That's third in the league. The Nets, we're going nowhere. I like to see Cooper Flag go to the Nets. I like Joe Tsai as an owner. Sean Marks, I believe, is still running the show, GM. I'd like to see him go there. Utah, no, you don't deserve to be rewarded for this level of awfulness. Third worst point differential in the league with a solid coach and a legitimate all-star. Shout out to the people that's tuning in with us. We appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. Do what you got to do. Appreciate you rocking with us. I'm disappointed in the Jazz. I'm disappointed in Danny Ainge. And they don't deserve Cooper Flag or Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper, as far as I'm concerned. They don't deserve any of them. Brooklyn, yes. Who else deserves? Because we have a very talented draft. Who else deserves one of these top picks? Charlotte, maybe, because I like Charles Lee. Toronto, yes. Under Masai Ujiri. Pelicans, maybe. Actually, no. Because the Pelicans shouldn't be this bad either. Portland, no. All those picks. Chauncey, I'm feeling for you. San Antonio, maybe. Golden State. Would it be nice to see Cooper Flag go to Golden State? Yes. But I don't want Cooper going to the Jazz. No. Pelicans, no. Wizards, absolutely not. Hornets, on the fence. These are poorly run organizations. And, as much as I despise load management, I despise tanking just as much. Just as much. All right? You can have one bad year every so often. One. But as a strategy, just continually to be in the basement for no good reason, disservice to your fans, disservice to the game, across the board. On and on and on and on. It's been an hour, folks. Again, we're coming at you late. Had I got in around 10, we would have another hour lined up because we haven't even got so much to get to. So much to get to, and it pains me, right? In terms of the work-life balance that I can't do like what I need to do. You know what I mean? You're juggling this, you're juggling that, and you know what I mean? And it's the work-life balance. It is what it is. You know, you what needs to happen is, right? Ken Burns, what did he say? You take a vow of poverty and anonymity when you do these projects, and you have to, right? It took him 5 years to do the Civil War. 5 years. Now it's a masterpiece. It's going to stand the test of time. It stood the test of time. Will continue to. But 5 years of dedication, of poverty and anonymity. So I'm upset, frankly, that I can't I can't be on here for another hour. And we have to push some things to the next show. But that's life. That's but that's another level that I need to get to in this journey of mine. I need to get to the level where I can do and devote the time to the passion project, in conjunction with the 9 to 5 and the other great opportunities I have, being an elected official, being a referee, right? Being young-ish, fortunate to have my health. A lot of great things, a lot of positive things. But time is of the essence. Okay. So yeah, we're not gonna be able to do too much Super Bowl stuff, but that's coming up in the near future. It's great the NFL got it right with the 2 week window versus rushing everything the first week. No, we're gonna do this the right way and give it 2 weeks. So the entire sports world is gonna descend on New Orleans next week for the Super Bowl, which is kind of cool. All the shows are on location, and biggest sporting event in the nation of the year. Is it everything? No. Is it something? Yes. Go Eagles, fly all the way. Yes. Going to be a good game. Obviously, Eagles running attack, Saquon, so on and forth. Jalen Hurts definitely needing the extra week to get healthy. Everybody needing the time to get healthy. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. They're the standard. They're pursuing history as well. Even though the first Super Bowl was chips, and they shouldn't have got that pass interference call. Saying it, we'll say it again. So yes, we're gonna push that coaching carousel in the NFL, and we're gonna do at least another 10-15 minutes. We're gonna do 10-15 minutes. We gave the NBA. We discussed the NBA. Are not going to be able to get into All-Star too much, if at all. Shout out to my Knicks with the starters. The reserves are coming up, so there's going to be some right. Then we're get into the All-Star reserves going forward and deserving folks like Norman Powell that are on the fence. Will they make it? Will they not make it? Does Maxey deserve to be an All-Star because the Sixers are trash? Right, those type of conversations. We'll get into that. Very much so. Hold on. So we're gonna do a little bit of no. I'm gonna finish with the NFL. Then we're gonna do some All-Star. We'll do some All-Star stuff. And do some All-Star stuff, and then we'll finish with the NFL. Just see where we are. And again, I want to get it to the point where, right, because we're in 2025. Okay, so the reserves are going to be tomorrow, which is awesome. On the NBA, on TNT, so that's great. Looking forward to that. NBA getting it right. Okay, so let's starters are correct. Brunson, Mitchell, Cat, Giannis, Tatum, Shea, Curry, Joker, Durant, LeBron. You're missing Luca there in terms of the West. Okay, and then we'll see. We'll see about our reserves and how that was factored in. Jalen Johnson out for the season. I saw that at first. I thought it said Jalen Brunson. I almost lost my mind. Um, but anytime somebody goes out for the season, right, it's always, excuse me, it's always, I might be able to, we can maybe do this going forward, right? We got this little look going forward here. I didn't even see this, you know what I mean? But like, it hit my arm and then, right, we can come here. Yeah, this is good. This is something good to pursue going forward. I didn't even have this posture, but now we have it. All right, Jalen Brunson, folks. Quinn Snyder, his leadership, 2 Duke guys. Jalen Johnson obviously had his issues with Duke, didn't finish the pandemic year. Quinn Snyder left Duke, and that was a part of his journey. There's been talk about friction between him and Coach K, which I don't think any, I don't make too much of it, but at times they didn't see eye to eye. Fine, that happens, but obviously Coach K is who he is, and Quinn Snyder is a very capable coach. Nate McMillan was a very capable coach. Quinn Snyder as well. Quinn Snyder really should still be in Utah because he had that thing going. No reason why Danny Ainge couldn't work with him. Will Hardy is capable coach, and they're still trash. So that's on just the leadership in Utah. Period. Don't serve Cooper Flag. Shouldn't be that bad, right? Quinn Snyder replaced a capable coach, and he is a capable coach. So as evidenced by Jalen Johnson's, because you didn't really know too much about him outside of he quit on it, quote unquote, quitting his team at Duke. Didn't have a great relationship with Coach K leaving Duke, which impacted his draft status as far as I'm concerned, because he didn't have that seal of approval. But got into the league and is just grinded, i.e. a Derek Lively, who didn't have a great, Filipowski kind of outshined him that first year at Duke. I don't think there's two ways about that. But Derek Lively was a higher rated prospect than Filipowski, and it was it was Jalen Durant and Derek Lively were 1 and 2 in that class. Played on the same EYBL team, if you can imagine that. Team final out of Philly. So, yeah, and the Hawks are 3 games under 500, firmly in the play-in tournament, along with the Pistons and the Bulls and the Heat. A lot capable teams. So that I'm sorry for him. Sorry for the Hawks. That his breakout year has been cut short. But he's going to come back to a good situation and pick that right back up where they left off. We're going to have to do all-star selection, whether it be tomorrow, whether it be on Friday. Because, and yeah, man, we're going to make hay while the sun shines. Right? We're going to make hay. And again, this is where I would share my screen and then put, should I do it? Let me go ahead and do this screen. See what that does. Doesn't do anything. Oh, choose what to share with Riverside. I'm going to go NBA standings, share. Okay, so now, folks, all right. So you can see what I can see, but you can hear me. So this is a little bit of a breakthrough for SandCity Sports. A little bit of a breakthrough for SandCity Sports that we are even doing this. Now, can I view my Riverside tab? I can view it. All right, good. So you can see, and then you can hear me as well. This is crazy, right? My tech people out there are laughing at me. You're laughing at me. But for me, just this little being able to do this is wild, as in wild, that I can even do this. So that is, just where I'm at, chuckle, but wild. So let's come over here. Let's come over here. No, I don't want to stop sharing. I want to view my ESPN tab, which is being shared with you. And if you can, of course, see me. So we might have to go to 1 o'clock. It might just have to happen that way, folks. Because I can't believe that I even did this. Which, hey, you know what I mean? Progress over perfection. So let's come over, take a look at the Atlanta Hawks. Jimmy Butler, you know what I mean? And let's go ahead and just look at these stats. And yeah, Jalen, and I thought it was Jalen Brunson. It's Jalen Johnson. But leading the team in rebounds. Shout out to Trey. Definitely an all-star. Love the double-double. And yeah, man. Third on the team in points. The hold on. Hold on, right? We're gonna keep running now, folks. We gotta need we this thing has to keep going now. And we done had this breakthrough. This is wild. If we gotta go to one, we gotta go to it is what it is. It is what it is. SandCity Sports, we in the building. I just told you about how I feel about Quinn Snyder. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you include Capella and Lance, who are at 9. They have 8 players averaging double-digit scoring. Averaging. That's coaching and culture. You kidding me? Who the heck is Daquan Plowden? He don't only play 2 games, so we can't even really include him. So that doesn't count. Onyeka Okongwu, shout out to the Compton Magic. Shout out to the Compton Magic. Okay, he doing his thing. Averaging with the 11 and the 7 boards. This is a guy that could be a starting center for another team. Bogdan off the bench, giving you buckets, averaging 10. DeAndre Hunter, the pride of Virginia, 19. And Jalen Johnson. And who the heck is Dyson Daniels? Giving you 13. Coaching and culture, right? So Trey, who was averaging like 27, right? No. No, we're going to take 5 of those or 6, you know what I mean? You're not going to average 30, but you're going to get your assist up, and we're going to spread this wealth. We're going to spread this wealth. That's Quinn Snyder. That's coaching and culture right there, people. Coaching and culture, and it's a beautiful thing. So Trey got to be Trae Young, all-star. There's no 2 ways about it. Let's come back to our standings, right? This is the question for me. Do the Cleveland Cavaliers, because Donovan Mitchell's an all-star. Let's go to the Cleveland Cavaliers, folks. Do the Cleveland Cavaliers get 3 all-stars? Do they get 3? Right? They're deserving of, so Mitchell and Garland, it's just no question. Right? So the next up would be Evan Mobley, deserving, giving you 18, giving you 9 boards, couple of assists, giving you a block. Did we say Compton Magic? Did we just say Compton Magic? Okay, shout out to the Compton Magic. All right. So is Evan Mobley an all-star? To me, he is. He's got to be an all-star because it's about how your team is doing and his team is balling. Cleveland Cavaliers deserve 3 all-stars. But this is where the conversation is going to get tricky, but I'm standing on business. We're standing on business. Let's see, right? We done broke through. We done broke through, so you can now, I'm sharing the screen, which is crazy for SandCity Sports, that I can even do this. I don't know about y'all, but for me, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right. So let's go down. Let's hold on. Let me review my ESPN. Right. Cleveland Cavaliers, they got to get 3. Now let's come to the Boston Celtics. This is where the conversation is getting hard. Right? So Tatum and Brown, no question. The conversation for me is about Derek White because Chris BP hasn't played enough games. He hasn't played enough games. And Drew Holiday, even though he's giving you Draymond efficiency, his stats aren't there, but he's giving you Draymond efficiency. So never mind the 11 points and the 4 rebounds and the 3. Drew Holiday is giving you Draymond efficiency, so he would be in the conversation. The question is Derek White an all-star with 16, 4 boards, 4 assists, about a steal, and 1 block? He's averaging a block a game. So he's essentially averaging a steal and a block a game and giving you 16 points. Celtics are the 2nd seed. I'm inclined to say Derek White is an all-star, which gives you 6. Right? You know my Knicks are getting 2. Not 3, but definitely 2. Okay, so we have 8. So there's only 4. No, Trey is 9. So Trey is 9. Giannis is 10. Hold on. So we got hold on. So we got 3 from Cleveland, 3 from Boston, including Derek White, 2 from New York. That's 8. Your boy is counting upwards. It's a challenge. Giannis is 9. Trey is 10. Is Dame Lillard an all-star? We got 2 spots left. 2 spots left. We got to give Dame some love. Dame's got to get some love. Okay? Because they're winning. Dame is giving you 25 and 4 rebounds. Giving you a steal. Giving you assists. So Dame, we got 2 spots. Dame. Okay? Is it going to be Dame? Because Trey's in there. Halliburton? Hallie? Ooh, Spicy P is leading them in scoring. Hallie's giving you 18 and 8. That's coming down a little bit from last year. And Spicy P is giving you 20 and 7. Ooh. But it can only be 1. If that. So we got Dame. We got Spicy P. We got Halliburton. So that's 3. We're only getting 2. We got Cade Cunningham. That's 4. We only getting 2. We got Bam for the Heatles. Chicago's got to be blocked out. Maxey for the Sixers. Nothing from Toronto. Nothing from All right, so we got 5 for 2. Now this is where we have to kind of okay. So that's how I'm breaking it down. I'm saying, right? Evan Mobley is an all-star. Cleveland has to get 3. I don't care about star power. I care about winning. Cleveland has to get 3 all. Not 2, but 3. It has to happen. Boston, because they're only a game ahead of the Knicks, that makes it harder for me to say Derek White. Honestly. I want Derek White to be there, but Boston hasn't shown me, they haven't shown me dominance. They haven't. So I'm going to take Derek White off my team. So I got 9 now. Derek White is off the team. Boston gets 2. My Knicks have the 2 starters. So we got 7 coming from the top 3. Now we got 8 with Giannis. So we got 4 remaining. 8 with Giannis. Hold up. Now let's look at Cade, who the Pistons have a better record than the Hawks. So if Trey is going to be there, oh my goodness, Cade is giving you 24 and 9. What? He giving you 25, 9 assists. Too many turnovers. 6 boards. Cade's got to be in there. I'm sorry. Cade's got to be in there. Derek White's got to go. Cade's got to be in there. Okay, let's come back. So Cade is my 10th. Cade is my 10th. We got 3, 2 and 2. That's my 7. Giannis is the 8th, obviously. Cade and Trey, 9 and 10. Now on the fence. For the 2 last spots, we got Dame. We got Hallie and Spicy P. I'm putting them both in there. We got Bam, who's deserving for Orlando. You would say Banchero, but he ain't been in the mix. So is Orlando going to? Yes, Orlando's getting shut out. Wait a minute. Franz is averaging 25 a game. He giving you 25 a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Wait a minute. Paulo, no, you ain't played enough. Suggs, so Franz, he's got to be in the conversation too. He's got to be in the conversation. We got 2 spots. Dame, and I'm leaning Dame because they're the 4 seed. Indy can only get 1. Is it Spicy P or is it Hallie? They can only get 1. It might be Spicy P's time. Hallie might have to sit. Franz, balling. They're in the playoffs outright. So now we got 3 with the 2 spots remaining. Bam. So that's my last 4. Where between Dame, Spicy P, Franz, and Bam, 2 people are going to be out. Who do I say has to go? This is tough. So Dame is in. Dame is in because of Milwaukee and what they're doing. So now we have Spicy P, we have Hallie, we have Franz, and we have Bam. Spicy P, Hallie, Franz, or Bam. Honestly, I'm going to let the record speak for itself. I'm taking Spicy P. They're 2 games ahead of the Magic. Franz, I'm sorry. Bam, I'm sorry. Spicy P is my last All-Star. That's my last All-Star in the East. That's just the way it has to be. I'm going with winning. And the Magic and the Heatles, you just didn't do enough. So it is what it is. Okay? Let's come back to the West. OKC is tricky. Jalen Williams is an all-star. They have to get a minimum of 2. Should be 3 if they had Chet. But Shea and Jalen, yes and yes. Okay, so that's locked in. Done. No, I don't need stats. I need my standings back now. So OKC has 2. You already know about. Okay, OKC has 2. Rockets are getting Jalen Green. Rockets are getting 1. They're getting 1. Do they deserve 2? Questionable. Grizzlies 1. So this is kind of shaping out a little bit. It's a little because it's closer. OKC guaranteed 2 with Shea and Jalen Williams. Rockets, give me Jalen Green. Memphis, give me now. What about Memphis? Is it Bane or is it Ja? We gotta look at this. Is it Bane or is it Ja for Memphis? Or doggone it, Jaren. Oh my goodness. You got Jaren Jackson. You got Ja. Bane is gotten kind of edged out. So for Memphis, it's between Jaren and Ja. And now I got to go to Houston because, right, we can't, just because they're young don't mean you can sleep on them. Just because they new jacks don't mean you can disrespect. You can't disrespect the new jacks. So Green is a you know what I mean, but maybe Sangoon giving you 19 and 10. Okay, this, and then we know the West is loaded with star power. All right, so OKC 2. Houston, we're going to start with 1. Memphis, we're going to start with 1, and it's going to be Jaren Jackson. Yes, I said it, Ja, you can stay home. Denver, 1. Joker. That means Murray staying home. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5. Lakers, 6 with LeBron. Clippers, it's Zubac. They have to have an all-star. It's Ibaka. Not Norman, it's Ibaka. Norman Powell, hold on. Woo. Norman Powell is averaging 24 points. He's averaging 24. Harden is averaging 20. Oh, this is tough. Does James stay home? Does Norman get the nod? And Ibaka, Ibaka giving you 15 and 12. Played every game. He's giving you 15 and 12. This is very difficult now. Let's come back. Very difficult. 2 for OKC, 1 for Houston, difficult. 1 for Memphis. That means Jaws getting left out, difficult. So we got 4. Joker, obviously. 5. Murray being left out. LeBron, 6. It's got to be at least 1 from the Clippers. And which means you would take, if we take Powell, that means Harden and Ibaka are being left out. For the sake of argument, this is so tough. Let's just take Powell. So this is 7. We're at 7, having left out Ibaka and Harden. Ant-Man, yes, 8. Luka, yes, 9. Durant, yes, 10. Curry, yes, 11. Wemby, yes, 12. Man. So that means Sengun is out. Ja and Bane are out. Jamal Murray is out. I don't even consider, you know what I mean, AD. That doesn't faze me. And then Harden and Ibaka are out. Minnesota is Edwards against the world. Kyrie Irving is out. Devin Booker is out. Man. There's going to be a lot of It's tough. It's going to be it's a tough one. It's a tough one. But those are my all-stars, and that's how I feel about it. But a lot of folks, a lot of star power is going to have to be left home, but they're going to have to be left home. It just is what it is. So the Hardens and the Kyries of the world, it is what it is. You can't have an all-star game without Wemby, even though they're not in the play-in, but they're close. So the Hardens, Kyries, the Ja Morants, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. The Jamal Murrays, the Anthony Davises. You're right. It's a changing of the garden. Times have changed. So we making room. And honestly, you know what I mean? Is LeBron really an all-star this year? He is, because the Lakers are in the 5th seed. So he is an all-star. Let me correct that. Let me correct that. Winning matters. So we're gonna award our winners, but it's crazy that Houston can only get 1 all-star. That's crazy. And Memphis can only get 1 all-star, when Houston and Memphis deserve 2. Right? Denver could have 2. Lakers, no. Clippers, you know what I mean? If you were a little bit better, but because you're at the bottom of making the playoffs, you know what I mean? It's you're not getting 2. So Norman Powell, I would go with Powell. Maybe you go with Harden for star power, but you know what I mean? You didn't. If you were up where Oklahoma City and Memphis and Houston are, I would say 2, but you're not. So you're only getting 1. And Norman Powell, in a year where he's deserving, might miss it. He might miss it. Just because. It's crazy that I have this now to be able to do. So we're going to incorporate this more so going forward. Staying on the sports beat. Back at you. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. We got at you late. And we did an hour and a half, and frankly, this could be two and a half hours if it wasn't late, and we got to get the rest and be ready to go tomorrow and make it do what it do. But folks, thank you for checking in with me. Your host, the Cape Cod Kid, artist formerly known as Andre King. You know what time it is, folks. Sand City, stand up. Stand up. Shout out to Plenty Sneaks. Shout out to the Flag Man. Shout out to Hyper Local. You know what I'm saying? And thank you so much for being with us. See you again the next time, folks. SandCity Sports. Peace.